Oh hey guys, let's draw some lightning. So I was trying to draw lightning and I've attempted this tutorial twice already and failed miserably because lightning's hard to draw, turns out. So I decided to get on Pinterest and gather some reference. So I've created this Pinterest board, I'll link it in the description, where I'm basically collecting reference from all over the interwebs. And this is all kinds of effects you can see here, and it's still growing. There's lots more that I haven't collected yet. But what's great about Pinterest is you can come on and you can see amazing artwork from amazing artists and all the cool stuff that they're working on. And you can compile it, you can download it if you want, and use it for inspiration or reference. Please do not copy any of these effects. All of these belong to other people, but definitely using it for reference is a great idea, because when you're stumped like I was on electricity and lightning bolts, reference comes in handy. So hopefully this will go a lot better now that I've actually got these going on. So I've downloaded a few images here. What you do is you just open your Windows Explorer or your file browser in Mac, and you can just click and drag these over into Flash, and it will import them for you, which is great. And then you can grab each image separately and you can move them around, do all the things that you want. Alright, so I'm going to leave these guys on their own layer. I'm going to call that layer reference. And I'm going to do 4 different bolts of electricity. So I'm going to do N for the line tool, make myself a line, select that guy, make it 512 high so it matches our stage, and align it there and there. Copy, Control C and Control Shift V to paste in place, and then I just hold Shift while I push the arrow keys to duplicate it out a few times. If I hit Control A, it'll select everything but the reference images, because remember those are locked. And then I can align those to the stage by doing the distribute. And then if I want, I can enclose these on top too. I create a line and it'll snap if I have snapping turned on. Come on over here and do it. And then I grab the other tip and snap it there. And now I've got my divisions. So I can do 4 different bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to do each of these in a different style. So I'll unlock my reference layer. Let's see. Let's put this guy here. Let's do it here. I don't know. Arrange your reference however you want. Get these all close in so I can a little more easily see what the heck is going on. I'll do it wider side to side. Why not? I'll do that guy last. I'll move him in later. Alright, so the fun thing about electricity is it's really kind of ethereal and non-solid. It can move and change in all these different shapes. And you're seeing here that there's many different ways that you can draw electricity, right? You can do really jagged with lots of fun like negative shapes opening up in and lots of little stringy shapes. You can make it look more flowy and like a fluid moving through the air. You can simplify it down where it's just a slightly waving bolt, or you can just really make it cartoony and unpredictable and erratic. And I'm going to try to capture each of those 4 in these designs. I'm going to kind of show you my process and how this works. So, turn on my tapering with the brush tool. I'm going to do this guy first, because I like that guy. So you see it's mostly just a straight line, a slight waver. It's got some curviness in there. And I'm going to do it so you could approach this many different ways, right? You could do a bolt that's emanating from the center and going up and down. You could do it so it's connecting 2 points together, like, you know, maybe there's like Tesla coils, you know, one on each side. Or you could do it where it's coming from this side and it's slamming into the ground, like this guy. For all 4 of these, I'm going to do that last option because I want to like have something that would work well in a game that's like being cast from a character and zapping out and then hitting another character or another object. because I'm violent like that. Alright, so come in a little closer. Let's see. So the hallmark of this is it's got these nice long shapes that are kind of curving and swerving, doing this business, and then they taper right back in to that skinny shape in the middle. I'm keeping in mind that I don't want each segment to be the same length. I want lots of variation in all of these lengths and shapes. And then, I don't know, let's see, maybe it zaps up and out, like that. Kind of like a claw grabbing the ground. I like how they did that there. All right. Referencing other artists is kind of the key to a long and prosperous career in the art world, because there's so much to keep up with. I mean, if you're not, I mean, obviously, like, you don't want to copy. I can't emphasize this enough. Do not copy other artists' work, because you'll be found out. It's a pretty small industry, and people are going to know that you are copying away. So don't do it. It's the best advice I could give you this whole tutorial. Alright, maybe that comes up right there. I don't know. Sure. Lots of variation. That line comes through at a different point than that one. They're not symmetrical like that. Make stuff symmetrical, it's no bueno. So, one thing that this is missing is it's missing an overall weight. One thing I like about my reference here is it has, like, you know, areas of nice weightiness and then nice directionality there. So I can fix that by tapering this out here and giving it some weight towards the bottom. So you see now it's kind of flaring out towards the bottom. And I can emphasize it even more, as much as I want, really. I mean, I am the artist. I can control however I want. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So we got a nice bucket thing coming in. And then we can start adding some of these ancillary shapes. Just coming on over. Yeah, something like that. I'm not going to claim that mine is as good as the inspiration I'm drawing from, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Good enough for government work. Alright, here we go. Nah, I hate it. Hate it. Just looks like a normal zap there. I don't know what I was doing with that. Let's see. Just draw that there, and you get the idea. I could keep going and referencing and doing all the things. I like how they add in some little, like, counter curve shapes. You know. And I also like how thin they get it. So I can use the lasso tool. I can come in here. I can thin up my shapes more, like that, and just hit the delete key after I select them. Yeah, something like that looks a little better. Then you can make it as detailed or as simple as you want. Alright, so there's one type of lightning shape. Pretty fun. Alright, so this next one, it's kind of wavy, right? It's got these nice, like, waving forms in it. This one's by Sam Nielsen, very talented artist. You can find the source material for all of these on that Pinterest page. You can see who these artists are. This is from an online Chinese store that you can go visit if you know Chinese. You can learn all about what they do, what they are able to sell. I do not know Chinese, so I don't even know how to purchase from the website, unfortunately. There we go. So it's kind of just wavily wobbly. One thing I want to add to this is I want to add some counter curve. A counter curve is where you do this, and then you bend the next curve the other way like that. It's a little more energetic than just simply doing a wave like so. So maybe I can pull in my lasso tool here and do a little bit of a counter curve action there. Fill that in because it doesn't work anymore. And maybe this will match that counter curve like so. But keep in mind, I've already tried this all the way through twice and failed miserably. So if you're ever wondering like, oh man, how's he coming up with those shapes? A lot of what's going through my mind right now is don't make that same mistake you made last time. Because, you know, that was bad. Be like me, kids. Keep trying until you get it right. Make lots of mistakes. Well, welcome to the club. Sure, yeah, I don't know. It's a fun little shape in there. And then it comes down, I don't like how this is terminating. It's kind of like coming really wide and then very quickly just ending. It feels like it needs something. It's kind of cool how Sam did it. He's got like almost like a water splash shape down here at the bottom. Feels like a liquid. Plat. Yeah, that's a fun one. I like it. Maybe this should be a little sharper. Just not quite as rounded. Got a little doohickey to come in line there. And then yeah, oh, that's actually kind of nice with a little gap in there. Works. It works. And it's getting a little close to the edge, so I can grab the whole thing and maybe skew that in just a touch. And move it up so it matches the other one. I don't know. What else? Cool. So, got that one in there, and then we're going to do the simple guy. I like simple. Can't get any simpler than that, right? I like how this one also has a taper from top to bottom. You know, I think I made it too wobbly. I might have to add more of a central beam. I like how they have these like jaggedy strokes. They just add this extra little bit of pointiness to the whole thing. With those strings coming apart. And then when this one hits, maybe it's just like really simple lines, keeping with the overall simple motif. Bring that tip up there. Nice and easy. Alright. Well, this guy's taller than the other ones. That's not fair. I don't like how it has two starting points. See how it starts there and it starts there? I mean, for gosh sakes, pick one. Go with it. Make one the primary shape and one the secondary shape. Lickasu. I like it. It's good. Alright. And then we got this guy, which I said before I was going to move over. If you want it to sort in front of another image, you just hold Control and push the up arrow key. Up, and away it will go. Lock that guy. Come over here. Alright. Cartoony, wavy, wobbly. I feel like I want to save. No, I'll save it later. Save it for later. I don't want to get into that messy biz right now. I'm liking this one already. Got my negative shape right here, you know, get those 2 points coming in, one from each side. Sure. It's a start. Let me get that lasso tool out there. Thin things up here. Make that sharper. Maybe make this sharper. More thick and thin. Bring it really thin right there. Maybe add a negative shape in here altogether. Yep, that was a good decision. It's even got like little negative shapes. I like that. This one is by, I believe this one's Den Orelli. I'll look it up real quick. Yeah, Den Orelli at deviantart.com. I'm probably butchering it, but yeah, there it is. You can follow that link there to his arts on DeviantArt. This guy does a lot of really cool effects. Big fan. I'm a big fan. Let's move this up a bit so I got some room for the blast zone. I don't like it. Don't like it, guys. Not a bit. Yeah. Edit, edit, edit. Get some nice round cartoony shapes in there. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. It's part of the beauty of it was having these simplified shapes going on up in here. He's got some really thin ones too. I could probably go even thinner at parts. Let's see. How thin will I go? So thin. There we go. A little bit of craziness going on right there. I feel like there's becoming too many square shapes, so I'm going to just round out some of these guys. Make a little bow in some of them, so they're not quite so square. Don't be so square, guys. Now I'll put the bowed side on that, so it feels like it's moving downward. That's one general word is, if you do these guys, they better be moving in that direction. If you do these guys, they better be moving in that direction. When you have a shape that's moving up like this, it just feels awkward, because it's not like it's not the way that the laws of physics operate. I'm going to do some tutorials here shortly on physics and effects and how all those relate together, so stay tuned. Alright, so there you go. You got some electrical bolts, different types of designs. You know, if I was wanting to pick one of these to animate, I'd have a hard time because they all look like a lot of fun to animate. I'm pretty happy with these, actually. I think I followed the reference well enough that I've at least got a good starting point for something that could be really fun. So there's some electric examples and I hope you learned something.